scheduled for one fall and is for the #1 contender spot for the NWA Heavyweight Championship of the world. About to make his way to the ring from Gainesville, Georgia. He weighs in at 214 pounds. This is the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Sounds to me like AJ Styles and D'Lo Brown are getting ready to tear the asylum down.
Absolutely, I've been looking forward to this almost as much as Jared and Gilbert is of the heavyweight championship.
And his opponent from Chicago, Illinois. He weighs in at 268 pounds. D'Lo Brown.
Goldilocks said it backstage. What an incredible tag team D'Lo Brown and AJ Styles have been over the course of the last 1 month plus. But I think both of them realized that they needed to get back in the NWA World's title picture, and NWA-TNA officials were right there. They made this matchup #1 contender to the winner of this bout.
Well, Mike, today they both sniffed the gold. They were both so close. They had a shot at the title. And once you had a shot at the title, that's all you can think about. You know that's all they've thought about. Yeah, they work together. They work together so good. But they've got to put it all past them now, Mike, today. They've got to go for the gold. And to win this, no matter who wins tonight later, they get the next shot.
You see the mutual respect with the handshake prior to this match. I mean, think about the contrast in styles between these two. AJ Styles more of a high-flying X-Division type offense. D'Lo Brown more of a power game, but he can fly as well.
Oh, absolutely, but you look at the power side like you just mentioned, D'Lo does have him by what? 30, 40, 50 pounds out there.
Probably.
Got the height, but oh, AJ can do stuff like that, Mike.
And probably in addition to that, a height advantage of probably 5 inches, something like that. So the power, size, and strength on the side of D'Lo. But moves like that by AJ Styles will certainly even this matchup.
I'll tell you what, though, those two have become friends. They have such a mutual respect for each other, and you could see that even today, even though they would walk by each other. And
did you notice that as well?
They wouldn't really talk, but they had a respect, and they didn't give each other the dirty, low-down looks. But I'm gonna tell you something. It's all in the ring right now, Mike, and you've got to put it aside.
That really is a great observation, because I saw their paths cross a couple of times today. I saw them make eye contact, but they both realized that an opportunity at the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship belt goes to the winner of this match. So they have to put aside those friendships. Let's find out who's the better of the two. What an exchange here, and AJ with a burst of offense, rights and lefts, has D'Lo rocking.
Oh, D'Lo just picks him up right here. Oh, wait a minute, AJ, oh, what a count. That goes by knowing your opponent, by knowing his moves. They've been together here for such a long while. And AJ knew where D'Lo was going with that, Mike.
That's exactly what we're seeing here in the early going of this matchup. They have been an incredible tag team. Great teamwork. Great double team moves. And you're right, they know each other inside out.
Well, I'll tell you something. AJ takes control.
Inverted DDT, hooks a leg, two, no.
I'll tell you something that I learned, Mike. AJ Styles literally told me that he's learned more from D'Lo Brown in the last month than anybody in TNA because of their relationship as tag partners. D'Lo Brown, on a separate occasion, told me the same thing, that he's learned so much from the phenomenal AJ Styles. Well, now we'll find out who's learned a little bit more about the other.
Or who can vary their offense, come up with new moves, something that their tag team partner, I guess maybe former tag team partner, hasn't seen before.
Oh, here it goes. Oh, now look at that. D'Lo just put the boot back. He saw that. There's the power, Mike.
Exactly what we expected. Both wrestlers have already come up with counter moves for the offensive attempts of the other, and a pin attempt by D'Lo for a 2 count.
Did you think it would be anything but this? I mean, they're so talented and so good. Why, they're even color. Oh! What in the world did I just see?
Pin attempt 2!
Get it? No! D'Lo Brown!
D'Lo Brown going to the AJ Styles playbook
there
that time.
There you go, man. This guy may have him knows, but he's just as agile. Did I just see that?
Styles ducks the clothesline. Super kick was on target. Rocks D'Lo. D'Lo just holding onto that top rope, just to remain standing from the apron. AJ springboards in.
Oh, he nails it. Oh, it took him all the way out of the ring.
Perfectly placed drop kick D'Lo to the floor.
Crowd is on their feet. And you should be, because I'm here to tell you, two of the best, and here they go with everything on the line. Oh, just the strength of D'Lo Brown right now.
AJ springboarding off the top, D'Lo catching him in midair, and then back body dropping him on the unforgiving ramp.
Oh, man.
D'Lo slowly getting up to his feet, climbing up the steps, headed back towards the ring.
Here he goes. What? No way.
What?
He is not going to do this.
D'Lo to the top? Are you kidding me?
No
AJ
way.
on the ramp? No chance. Look out!
No, he did.
Oh, God!
The frog splash out of the ring.
Can you imagine the frog splash from 260 plus pounds of D'Lo Brown from the top rope, from the top turnbuckle?
I mean, he gets
up
an extra
the ramp.
4 feet.
Please, we have to see this again.
Oh, this is unbelievable. He measures it perfectly, Mike. Oh, man. That was wicked. They're both still down. That was with the high risk. It even cost D'Lo there.
And you take a look at referee Andrew Thomas, and you can see the concern on his face.
But he's going to have to count him out.
Uh-oh.
He's going to have to count Raven.
And the Gathering as well have come to ringside.
I told you he would have something to say about this match, because he feels he's the #1 contender.
You heard him in the sit-down
Yes,
interview.
I did.
He's upset that this match is taking place. Amazingly enough, I can't believe they're even getting back into the ring.
Oh, I
D'Lo
can't.
rolls him in, goes for the pin, 2, foot on the ropes.
Go, AJ Styles. So, I'll tell you what, AJ Styles may only be, what, 24, 25 years old? This guy is so experienced mentally.
Beyond his years.
Beyond his years.
I think it was a great move by referee Andrew Thomas there to go out and check on the wrestlers. We don't want a double count out involving these two like he could have done. Let's settle this thing tonight.
Did you see that kick?
I saw it, but I don't believe it.
I call it the Pele. I mean, my gosh. It's unbelievable.
Soccer style kick that time by Styles. Level D'Lo Brown.
And there's Raven and Alexis Lurie just staring. You can't see it, but Julio De Niro is leaning against the post. Oh, wait a minute. What's AJ going to do here?
AJ from the middle rope.
Oh, where he goes. Look at that.
He went for the tornado DDT. There you see the power, the strength advantage of D'Lo.
And again, it's almost like they know exactly what each other's going to do. D'Lo just countered it. Look at that. D'Lo Brown has got him.
Stunned him in midair. Pin attempt, 2.
No.
Wow.
God. Oh, man. What a match, Professor.
#1 contender to the NWA World's Heavyweight title at stake. Who's going to win this match? Who's going to move into the title picture? D'Lo slowly mounts the top rope. You can see,
You know what I love about their concentration here, Mike? You know what I love about their concentration? Raven is right at ringside. And D'Lo Brown and AJ Styles know it.
they've tuned him out.
They've just tuned him out. It's like he's not even there.
Smart move, totally focused on the task at hand. Winning the match, getting right back in the title
here's AJ.
picture. AJ gonna try and superplex D'Lo. Again, the weight advantage, too much.
Oh, AJ's done. 1, 2,
and... Wait a minute. Raven in the ring.
Julio De Niro pulled referee Andrew Thomas away.
Didn't get a great camera shot of it, but that's exactly what happened. Raven in with the chair shot that turns D'Lo inside out. The referee wasn't in the ring to make the 3 count because he was pulled out.
You just knew something was going to happen.
Raven's Gathering, doing the dirty work for him again.
Oh, he just has the mind control. Raven has the mind control. But there goes AJ. Oh, that was beautiful. Here it is.
Flash 2.
No, he kicks out.
Wow.
How did he kick out? How did he kick out? No, he did he take a chair shot? He had to take that.
He kicked out because he realized what was at stake in this match, and he dug down deep. AJ sees the chair in the ring, positions the chair. He's going to go for the Styles Clash here.
Here it goes.
Got D'Lo out.
Look at the strength of AJ.
Got him up. Planted him on the chair.
And he's rolling him over. 1, 2, AJ.
The winner of the match and the new #1 contender for the NWA Heavyweight Championship of the World, AJ Styles.
Look out. Raven's got the chair now. Oh, God.
Just broke the chair. Literally broke the chair over his head. As far as Raven's concerned, that match didn't mean anything. He's the #1 contender in his mind. And now, finally, TNA officials get out here.
Yeah, in his own sick, demented mind, that's exactly the way Raven feels. What an impact he had on this match. Bottom line, though, AJ Styles is the #1 contender. He's next in line for the title shot. Wow.
It happened. It happened right there.
They did it. They win.
D'Lo.
What is this about?
I don't know.
D'Lo Brown has come out to ringside. He's got a microphone.
Yo, I got something to say, and it can't wait till you take this damn cage down.
What does D'Lo have to say?
See, everybody knows when I came to TNA, I came here for one reason and one reason only, and that was to be the World Heavyweight Champion.
That title currently held by AJ
But
Styles.
somewhere along the line, I got a little sidetracked by AJ Styles. He and I started to buddy up, pal around. I started to give him a little bit of my knowledge. All of a sudden, it was give and take. Then it became take, take, take. And now AJ has had a lethal injection of Vince Russo's poison. Well, AJ, my quest for the world title starts again now. But first things first, tonight, it's not about titles. Tonight, it is about pride. So AJ, I want you to come out here, look me face to face, tell me and everyone in the asylum why you chose to go with Russo. So now AJ, are you gonna be the man that you claim you are? Or are you gonna be a little snot-nosed, egotistical punk that's controlled by Vince Russo? AJ, the choice is up to you.
Well, we saw last week how D'Lo was so upset at both AJ Styles and Vince Russo. You know, he admitted Russo gave him his shot in the WWF, but he implied that Russo had changed. He had certainly worked together with this man, AJ Styles, to form an impressive tag team. But AJ took shortcuts to win the NWA title, and in D'Lo's mind, D'Lo got screwed over in the process. And how about D'Lo slapping the taste out of Russo's mouth last week?
Oh, it was a thing of beauty, Mike, today. These two, what an incredible history they started to form amongst themselves. They had a chance to become the tag team champions. They were so good together. But AJ has the black heart. He wanted one thing, the title, and he didn't care what he did to get it, Mike.
The man on the right, the NWA champ, AJ Styles, 2 weeks ago ended Jeff Jarrett's 7-month title reign. And what the hell's going on here?
I'll tell you what, the cage is still up, and these guys are going at it.
The cage is up, Styles is down, D'Lo's on the attack. You talk about impromptu. I don't know. We're gonna have.
I don't know what's going on.
I'm not sure what's gonna happen here.
These guys are going at it, though. I mean, the NWA is going to have to make a decision of some sort, either stop it or sanction it one way or another.
Yeah, you're right. It comes down to two choices. Get the security out here to break it up, or turn them loose.
I'll
and get a referee out here.
D'Lo is just taking it. Taking it. To AJ Styles, the champion.
Well, remember when they met 3 weeks ago in that #1 contenders match? It started off with mutual respect, but I think Styles escaped a loss thanks to the gathering helping him out. Remember that long-distance frog splash from D'Lo? One of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
I'll tell you what, did you notice that AJ was trying to get out of the ring?
Yeah, you think he's having second thoughts?
Oh, he knows. He's in the ring with a bulldog right now. D'Lo Brown. In no way, shape, or form is going to let him out of this cage. He looked and saw an opportunity. I can't even believe AJ walked into it. He said, while the cage is up, if I can get him in, this is my chance to do some damage.
Yeah, and AJ was real cocky and real confident until D'Lo, as you're right, took it to him. And you saw AJ tried to escape. He had second thoughts. He wanted to leave the cage, but it's too late.
Oh, listen to the crowd chanting for D'Lo right now. What is going on, Mike? They're going to have to do something.
These two former tag team partners, as you mentioned, they expanded both of their offenses by learning from each other, adding such effective moves. But what a split it has been. It's gone from having
AJ's trying to get out of there. Look at that, crawling out of the ring. Oh! Whoa!
Face first to the floor.
Let's see what D'Lo's going to do now. That was unbelievable. Show that again. Look at that. Boom!
D'Lo just put his own life at risk that time, jumping right into the cage and knocking Styles down to the floor.
Crowd yelling for D'Lo. Oh my gosh, AJ! This is the worst beating I've ever seen AJ Styles take.
Yeah, the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion is in severe trouble. D'Lo over to this side of the asylum, and he has chair in hand and headed back towards AJ. Whoa, you see that? The chair just broke in two. Pieces flew from the chair after he hit it.
And he's going for another one here.
Now he's got a steel chair. Throws the steel chair inside the cage.
Oh man, D'Lo having his way. I guess AJ will think twice next time about the word loyalty and what loyalty means. He basically spit in D'Lo's face. They talk about going for the title together, chasing it, and AJ took the easy route.
Oh, and D'Lo looking for revenge. D'Lo looking for payback, and he's got it.
Well, obviously the NWA had two choices. Either get security or somehow sanction the match. They've got a referee in there. The match is on, Mike.
Andrew Thomas sent from the back, and I guess that makes it official. At this point, we've got a match.
The match is on.
Steel chair in hand. The teacher D'Lo measuring the student AJ.
You know one thing AJ Styles is going to learn. Once you become the champion, the bullseye on your chest gets awful big. And everybody, Mike, will be headed your way.
The desperation move, the illegal low blow by AJ Styles. I guess at this point in time, that was about all he could do to derail this train.
Oh, man. That was a wicked blow by AJ on D'Lo. But I got to tell you, if I was in AJ's shoes, I'd do the same thing there. I mean, D'Lo has literally been beating the snot out of him.
AJ with the steel chair shot to the head of D'Lo Brown, and you talk about turning things around, and now he's been split open.
Just going right at it too, as AJ Styles. Look at that. Guys, one thing about AJ, he is the champion. He's phenomenal, and he can do some amazing things. D'Lo's going to have to somehow. Oh, no. Oh, AJ Styles is dishing it out.
Places the steel chair across the head and face of D'Lo Brown. Springs off the ropes and drops down with his knee directed onto the steel chair. Nowhere for the chair to go, but right into the face of D'Lo with all of the weight of AJ Styles behind it.
Well, D'Lo, I hope it was worth it to you. This is what you wanted. And yeah, he was literally taking it to AJ beginning. But AJ Styles now, dude, look at this. Just every dirty tactic he can use.
Now AJ Styles sees that he has some sort of an opening here, and it's...
Oh!
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
The steel cage door is swung by AJ Styles, and it comes crashing into the face of D'Lo. Think of what he's done to D'Lo.
Oh, look at that. Just rubbing it in his face. Oh, man. That just shows you what can happen to your mind once Vince Russo gets in there and warps it.
I mean, you're right. We've always been so impressed with AJ Styles and his incredible moves, but I think we're seeing a different side, a sick side of AJ Styles. The black heart that he was looking for from Vince Russo is coming out tonight.
And D'Lo Brown is giving it back, and again, he hit it right there with the steel pole part of the cage.
I don't know how he does it.
D'Lo, I think this guy here could be a great champion one day. He's proving it right now.
How does D'Lo muster the strength to come back here against AJ?
This is not a title match, of course. This is for pride. For revenge.
And this is personal.
This is very personal.
Yeah, this isn't about championships, even though AJ's the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. That's secondary.
There it goes. Oh, man.
Pin attempt.
No, AJ fought it. That was unbelievable right there, Mike.
Absolutely impromptu, unscheduled, cage still in place, and D'Lo's going to take advantage.
Oh!
There's the power bomb, plants him.
No, D'Lo!
He hits the sky high. It motions like it's frog splash
Buddy,
time.
we've seen him do it one time all the way out to the rail. There's no way that 300-pound D'Lo Brown can do this off the top of this cage.
You ready for... What did you say?
No way!
What did you say?
There's no way!
That D'Lo Brown can do this off the top of the cage?
You've got to be kidding.
Look at this.
Wait, there's Russo coming in.
The cage door. He got a baseball bat. He's waiting for D'Lo. D'Lo perched up on top of the cage.
Oh, Russo! He knows what could happen to his champ. Oh, man!
God.
The chair shot by AJ was perfectly placed.
Styles flung the chair.
Oh, they're disqualifying it.
Referee called.
Oh, man! Tell you what, Russo was almost in the way of that. Oh, they put a stop to it. After they knocked the referee down, you had to do something. No!
Vicious chair shot by Styles.
No!
Repeated shots by Styles with the chair.
Oh, AJ. I can't believe I'm seeing. Oh! I can't believe I'm even seeing this side of AJ.
2 out of 3, D'Lo.
It's time for your NWA Heavyweight Championship bout of the evening. Introducing first of all the challenger. Hailing from Chicago, Illinois, he weighs in at 280 pounds. And is the #1 contender for the NWA Heavyweight Championship of the world. This is D'Lo Brown.
And he promised us an equalizer as well.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing from Gainesville, Georgia, he weighs in at 215 pounds and is the current reigning and defending heavyweight champion of the world, AJ Styles.
Wait a minute, D'Lo's grabbing the mic.
Before we get this party started, I'm gonna make this short and sweet. For the better part of a year, Vince Russo's been running around here like a rooster in heat. And I told you I was gonna have an equalizer in my corner. But you know what? I'm just gonna show it to you. Ladies and gentlemen, here's my equalizer.
Who's it going to be?
And wait a minute, security.
I guess what's it going to be should have been the question.
Yes, there's the equalizer. Russo's chained in the small cage.
Yeah, the weasel cage, appropriately enough.
Oh,
And look at Russo trying to fight to get out of that cage. See, red shirt security bringing the quote-unquote equalizer out to the ramp.
AJ trying to get him out. AJ, you don't have time for that.
Oh.
You got a heavyweight match.
Yeah, you can't lose your focus at this point in time.
We'll see what kind of a champion AJ is. He's going to have to redirect his thoughts immediately, Mike, and get right into the fact that he doesn't have Russo there to help him.
Well,
that's the equalizer.
That is the equalizer, because it is one-on-one now. And whatever game plan that Styles and Russo may have concocted has backfired on him. Nice trip by Styles. Takes D'Lo down, but D'Lo quickly able to avoid the elbow drop.
Keep in mind, these two know each other very well. They were great tag team partners for a lot of weeks, dominating in the tag team division for so long.
To the power game, we pointed out the size advantage that D'Lo Brown has.
You see how AJ countered that, though? Got the arms up to keep that leg from smashing into his face. They know each other like the back of their hand, Mike.
Looks like respect on the face of AJ Styles, as he was sent into the corner by D'Lo Brown. You're right, teacher versus student. One of the most impressive tag teams that we really have seen here in TNA in recent months. That for whatever reason, and probably the fact that Vince Russo was the wedge between them, but I mean, even think back to when they had that #1 contenders match back in early June. That's when we first saw that dark side of AJ Styles.
Well, he had the black heart, Mike, and he wanted to do anything it took to become the heavyweight champion. He said it, he did, and he is.
And now he will do anything within his power to maintain that hold on the championship.
D'Lo Brown, what an incredible move.
Power move by D'Lo as Styles crashes down to the canvas. Measuring him is D'Lo Brown.
Coming out.
Yeah, smart move
Just
by
taunting
Styles.
him.
Styles off the...
Right into the rail.
Speared him right into the steel.
As AJ was trying to walk away, D'Lo just timed it perfectly. Didn't do an unnecessary dive or anything. He just timed it right into the rail.
And this really has to be driving Vince Russo nuts. The fact that he's so close, right on top of this situation, right on top of the scene.
AJ just slid into the rail, Mike.
And Russo can do nothing about it, and Styles, who slid underneath
That's
the steel rail. Oh! Nowhere to slide there. Impact to the clothesline from D'Lo Brown. Takes the champ down.
That's the teacher right there teaching the student, Mike. AJ thought he'd escaped it, but D'Lo Brown didn't stop his pursuit.
When they were a tag team, we saw both of these wrestlers add so many new moves.
Look at the weight.
Just like that. Diving headbutt, slingshot in, and pin attempt for a 2 count. You know, D'Lo also expanded his offense as we see Russo looking on. Stuck in the weasel cage.
Great agility there by AJ Styles. Oh, look at the power of D'Lo Brown.
Here's the pin by D'Lo. Here's 1. Here's 2.
Mike, it's obvious to me that AJ is not the same person right now. With Russo, his mind's on Russo in that cage, and you know, AJ doesn't need to be that way. He's phenomenal. We've seen what he can do. He needs to focus or he's going to lose that championship tonight.
Styles with the drop kick to the knee of D'Lo to try and take him down.
Look at that.
Takes him over with the Hurricane Rana. Styles quickly to his feet, the sweep kick. The spin heel kick takes down D'Lo. Yeah, you're right, but just the fact that D'Lo has that equalizer. Russo in that small cage up on the ramp. I think what we're seeing here is that it's taken AJ Styles, at least to this point in time, completely out of his game. So Styles was going to fly, but put on the brakes. Decided against it.
You can see the cockiness kind of coming back to him. Oh, beautiful move by the champion, AJ. And he landed on his feet.
Did you see that?
That's why he's the champion, ladies and
Boy, if there's
gentlemen.
any way that we can take another look at that, we have to see this.
Look
Check
at
this out.
this. I was like doing the high jump in the Olympics.
Yeah, shades of the Fosbury flop, if you can remember the Fosbury flop.
1974.
Thank you. Wow. Talk about adding new moves to your offensive arsenal. It's just what we saw from the champ.
That was phenomenal.
Fired off into the corner. Styles.
Oh, the power of D'Lo Brown.
What a counter, what a reversal by D'Lo. The double leg with authority drives the champ down, and the challengers looking for a second wind. And you can shake that cage all you want, Russo.
I'll tell you right now.
Slugfest between the two.
D'Lo Brown needs to do exactly what he just did. Use his weight to his advantage. Keep slamming AJ to the mat every time you can to knock the wind out of him.
You just talked earlier about how well they know each other. Did you see D'Lo get his hands up to block the kick and then immediately follow up the offensive?
Oh, he's just giving it to him one after another right now.
Pair of running clotheslines by D'Lo. They're down with the Brown. Here's the TNA Asylum.
D'Lo had the extension. AJ hit the ground from about 12 feet in the air, man.
And tremendous elevation first with the back body drop.
Oh.
That time, he did go to the power game. That time, he just tossed AJ down, just overpowered him. Follows up with the leg drop. Here's the pin. Car leg hook. No. Russo looking up, and I think Trinity just walked right by Russo. Can we get a shot of that? Yes, she did. Trinity walked right by Russo on the ramp, immediately comes into the ring.
Oh, beautiful move there by Trinity, and D'Lo's down.
Twisting moonsault. Oh, no, not this way. No is right.
Not gonna happen. Nice outfit, though, by Trinity. As Russo just absolutely frustrated in the cage.
Styles fires off those right hands. D'Lo stops. Uh-oh. Put on the brakes, D'Lo. No contact with referee Thomas. Oh, referee Andrew Thomas nailed with the enziguri kick.
D'Lo took advantage of it.
First the power bomb.
Here it comes.
You know where he's headed next. D'Lo headed to the top.
Here he goes.
Oh, yeah.
Here it is.
Low down frog splash. Caught him with the low down.
It's got it. Oh, the referee is down.
Yeah, Andrew Thomas down and out. What's this? Sonny Siaki?
Oh, wait a minute.
What does he have?
No, I just hit him with a cane of some sort.
Steel cane. Siaki, lips by Siaki.
Coming to the aid of Russo.
I guess that answered some of the questions we've had about Siaki's allegiance.
That's right. Well, he said he was looking for... Here he goes.
Oh, frog splash off the top by the champ. Two.
The winner of the match, and still NWA Heavyweight Champion of the World, AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, yes, he retains the NWA World's Heavyweight title. Right, not just this first match, but also match number 2, which will be coming up later tonight. And that's a submission-only match, and if we have to have a third and deciding match, a ladder match, Vince Russo barred from ringside for all of these title matches tonight. Let's settle the score between these two. Let's find out who's the best between these two competitors. Will it be the challenger D'Lo Brown, or the heavyweight champion of the NWA, who grabs a side headlock, AJ Styles?
They've had a short history together here in TNA, but it has been an incredible one. Former tag team partners and best of friends. And it looked like the two of them had both decided to go for the championship, and they were going to be rooting for each other. And then AJ sides with Russo, gets the belts, and it has been nothing but animosity from these two ever since, Mike.
I think we really saw the true colors of AJ Styles. The fact that, yes, he does have a black heart by turning on D'Lo Brown, his former partner.
The power of D'Lo was unreal right there.
D'Lo Brown, who has in the neighborhood of a 50-plus pound weight advantage, just used that power and size advantage as he takes down Styles with a powerful shoulder block.
I'll tell you what, though, and I think it's going to be good for AJ to be out here tonight without Vince Russo. I think we'll get to see some of what made AJ Styles famous. He's going to have to rely on skill if he's going to have to beat D'Lo Brown, because I'm going to tell you something, there is no denying the motivation of D'Lo Brown.
Smart move by D'Lo. Sends AJ out to the floor, but realizes he's got to win in the ring.
Got it head on!
Airborne, caught him with a clothesline off the top. Pin attempt, kick out by Styles at 2.
If any one of these guys can do this quickly, that is the way they want to go. Save your energy, because you know you've got at least one more match.
Check out the face of D'Lo Brown. Notice the intensity. You talk about having your game face on. Attempted to hurt Conrada. His block. Roll through.
Looked like he was getting ready to do the Styles Clash on AJ.
And instead comes up with an ankle Well, you can't win the match with the ankle lock, but in essence, you could certainly weaken your opponent for future matches.
Good point.
Pin attempt now. D'Lo gets a 2 count from referee Thomas. Back to the offensive goes D'Lo Brown, measures him, and drives a big right hand into the head. And a second one jacked the jaw of the champ.
It's been all D'Lo Brown from the beginning. And I know D'Lo would like nothing better than to have this thing finished early on in the evening. Oh, that shows you the power of AJ. Man, did he just literally fling him to the mat like that?
The man who has made the transition from X Division champion to NWA World Heavyweight champion, that time relied on the power game to take D'Lo down.
Well, love him or hate him, there's no denying the phenomenal AJ Styles. He earned that name, phenomenal.
You certainly have to respect his in-ring talent.
Look at that agility.
Perfectly executed dropkick. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, he caught D'Lo square flush in the face right there.
Follows it up with a pin and a 2 count. You have to appreciate his in-ring talents. But you don't have to like what he stands for, what Vince Russo stands for. That's the difference to me. That's what separates these two individuals, the character that they have.
But just as another question, Mike, as D'Lo gets a little revenge back there, do you feel that if AJ was able to shake loose of Vince Russo, do you feel that he could still be champion, Mike?
I think he's already proven that he can be a champion. He was a multi-time X Division champion, so sure, I think that if he didn't have the association with Russo, he could still do it with his in-ring ability.
Oh, did you see that?
With moves like that.
It's a variation of what I call the Pele. The upside-down bicycle kick.
And nailed him with the bicycle kick and goes for the pin and gets 1, gets 2. D'Lo's not going to give up that easily.
I'll tell you what, these guys have at least one more match to go, and they're putting it all out right now. But what would you expect of two great champions like this?
D'Lo fights back. Series of right hands to the side of the head. Has AJ Styles rocking. Sends him off into the ring ropes.
Oh, there's the power of D'Lo Brown.
Vicious clothesline. Dropped him again with another follow-up lariat.
Oh.
Just as Styles goes for the spin kick, D'Lo's able to
just
partially block it.
Barely block it. If AJ would have caught him flush, that might have been it. Oh, and D'Lo returns the favor right into the midsection, Mike.
You know, we've talked about these matchups involving D'Lo Brown and AJ Styles as almost being a teacher versus student kind of a situation because of the years of experience that D'Lo Brown has on AJ Styles, because of the fact that, yes, they were former tag team partners.
Oh!
And they exchanged so much information. Just powers him down with one hand, goes for the follow-up cover and gets another near fall.
I'll tell you what, you can see what a difference in D'Lo Brown with knowing that Vince Russo won't be out here to interfere. He's able to concentrate directly on AJ.
Totally remain focused on the tag team and suplex.
Oh,
another 2 count.
Over. That's how good AJ Styles is.
Again, remember, this is the first of a potential 3 matches. The only way you can win match number 1 is via pinfall. We know for sure we're going to have match number 2, which is a submission only.
Oh,
wait a minute.
He came in.
Referee Thomas went to check on Styles out on the floor, and behind the back of the referee.
Did she seize an opportunity or what?
And took advantage.
As soon as Andrew Thomas was out of there, here goes AJ. Perfect.
Springboard. Flip splash.
No, D'Lo kicked out.
The springboard into the flip splash by AJ Styles, but amazingly enough, only able to garner a 2 count because D'Lo kicked out.
I'm going to tell you something, Mike. I don't know if these two have anything left for another match. I've always believed that no matter what AJ Styles did, no matter what he did, he would be a phenomenal athlete.
Styles goes high risk.
What a move by Styles.
Momentarily comes back to haunt him as D'Lo cuts him off. Now D'Lo's going to try and follow up.
What is going to happen here? No way! D'Lo's using his strength. He's got him on the rope.
Trinity up.
No! Oh, God, he just...
Follow-away slam. Mid-rope follow-away slam by D'Lo.
He's got him right here.
Count. 1, 2, and again the referee is being distracted by Trinity.
Oh, D'Lo is not going to put up with this. Oh, wait a minute.
Sonny Siaki.
What's going on here?
Siaki from the back. Siaki cost him. Siaki cost him the title match a couple of weeks ago.
Throws AJ on top.
No.
And referee Andrew Thomas didn't see a thing.
Yeah, Russo's barred from ringside, but that doesn't stop them from
That's the genius that Russo is.
The winner of fall number 1, AJ Styles.
Whether you call it fall number 1, match number 1 in the best of 3 series, regardless, the outcome is the same. AJ Styles goes up 1-0. AJ Styles takes the early lead.
Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, wait a minute.
Not again.
Sonny Siaki coming right from the start.
He cost D'Lo the first match tonight with his blatant interference, and again Siaki.
Oh, wait. No, did you see that? AJ just clipped D'Lo.
He took his knee out.
The leg out.
He took his knee out.
Well, wait a minute. Referee Rudy Charles just threw out Siaki.
We see the other NWA referees.
Well, finally,
Mike
they got
Posey,
some
Andrew
order there.
Thomas. Yeah, finally, it's a little late, isn't it?
Well, one good thing about it, there'll be no Vince Russo to interfere in this match, and now no Siaki, but the sad part
Yeah,
is
look it.
AJ took the leg out.
And he's already down 1-0. Styles leads. Styles won the first match because of Siaki's interference. And then that ultimate cheap shot, that clip, puts D'Lo at an incredible disadvantage.
Well, Mike, we didn't get to hear the whole thing that Russo was telling AJ in the back there, but obviously he gave him a game plan and said, take out the leg of D'Lo Brown, and he's done it, and that's how he's going to get him to submit.
He gave him a game plan. He gave him an ultimatum.
Yes.
He said, you don't want to go to a third match.
Oh, it's over. It's going to be over. Oh, no. Oh, my, I can't believe it, folks.
And he's
Poor
working.
D'Lo Brown.
You know, we were going to talk about how both of these individuals might be out of their element here. Because if you think of most of their finishing moves, both D'Lo and AJ Styles, they're to set up pinfalls. I think the key to this match, at least initially, my thought was going in, was who would be able to adapt, who would be able to come up with an effective submission move. But already with Styles and Siaki attacking D'Lo, taking his knee out, he's such an incredible disadvantage. I'm not even sure you can talk strategy.
You can see the pain in D'Lo's face. He can't even get any leverage. Look at that kick there by AJ. You know, you made a great point about AJ Styles and D'Lo not being this type of wrestler. Well, AJ obviously figured it out what he had to do, and that was work on one part of D'Lo Brown, which he did, so that he could work on it to make him submit with the pain. And look at this. Look at AJ.
Think of the position that D'Lo's in. There's no tomorrow for D'Lo. This is a must-win situation for D'Lo Brown. AJ Styles already up 1-0 in this best-of-3 match series for the NWA World Heavyweight title.
Oh, and just absolutely dominating D'Lo. D'Lo has just got to be thinking to himself, I can't catch a break. Every match he has with AJ, he gets rooked some way, Mike.
Yeah, regardless of the stipulations, even with Vince Russo barred from ringside here tonight for all of the world's title matches, they have Sonny Siaki come in and interfere.
Look at there. There's Vince Russo right there looking from somewhere back in the building. It's actually behind the stage, but he's not allowed out here. All he can do is look and watch.
That's right. He's been barred from ringside. But you can see the very intense look on the face of Vince Russo.
Well, he's got to be happy right now because all AJ Styles has got to do is get D'Lo to submit. He's close to doing it,
yeah, and if you notice,
it's over.
From the point of the clip, AJ Styles has done one thing, and he's done one thing very effectively. Totally focus his offense on that injured knee of D'Lo Brown. And D'Lo at this point, D'Lo just has to, he's got to not only fight through the pain, but then he also has to try and mount some kind of an offensive. D'Lo's going to have to win this match by submission if he's going to be able to survive and force match number 3 as Russo continues to look on.
I'll tell you what, AJ Styles, though, at this point, everything he's trying is not working. D'Lo is showing some kind of fortitude here and just not allowing AJ to win this match. He's giving it everything he got. He knows he's got nowhere to go, Mike.
Well, you see,
If it's over, it's done.
You say it's not working, and yes, it hasn't turned into a direct submission. It hasn't turned into the win for AJ Styles yet. But think of the effect of all the damage that he's done to the knee, how much he's weakened D'Lo Brown.
Well, one thing, though, too, and I know not to the extent that it's doing it to D'Lo, but it's also got to be tiring out AJ a little bit to not be able to get anything. And look at that! That's D'Lo Brown! That's just reaching back to everything you've got right there, Mike, today.
Can the desperation move pay off for D'Lo Brown? D'Lo trying to fire himself up.
Let's see that again. Well, we're having some kind of
technical difficulties there with the replay. D'Lo now, you see him limping. He's got to block that out. He's got to fight through the pain.
Oh, beautiful forearm right there. Oh, Mike, he's just got to somehow. And you know what? D'Lo will have an advantage because of his weight. If he can get him in some kind of a submission hold.
But he's a one-legged wrestler still at this point.
And that's going to hurt his leverage.
The double leg takedown by Styles, and
oh, here it is.
Gonna try and think if he makes a step over, try the sharpshooter here.
D'Lo fighting it for everything
he's got him hooked now. Oh, D'Lo.
If D'Lo can somehow reach up and grab that rope, but no, you see that? As if AJ hurt me, he just pulled him in the middle of the ring.
Perfect ring positioning by the champ. The challenger struggles to make it to the ring ropes. He's getting so closer.
Everything he's got.
Oh, just as he gets close to the ropes, Styles drags him back to the middle of the ring.
And just so calculating AJ is. Look at this. AJ may have discovered a whole new repertoire of moves here, Mike. That just makes you wonder how devastating he could be in the future. But wait a minute.
Reverse.
D'Lo's got it.
D'Lo's got him reversed.
Oh, he's doing everything he can.
Can he step back? Can he apply the pressure?
D'Lo's got it.
Can he sit back?
Oh,
can he sit back? He sat back. He reversed it. Sharpshooter.
Look how far
He tapped. He tapped. It was a quick tap.
Match number 2. And causing a ladder match to be decided later tonight. D'Lo Brown. The following contest is the 3rd and final deciding match in the best of 3 for the NWA Heavyweight Championship of the World. And it is to be decided in a ladder match. About to make his way to the ring from Chicago, Illinois, he is the challenger. This is D'Lo Brown.
D'Lo did it. D'Lo was able to win matchup number 2, the submission match over AJ Styles, and as a result, he has forced this 3rd matchup, the ladder match for the NWA World's Heavyweight title belt. D'Lo in the role of the challenger as we see that championship belt on high above the ring, hanging from the rafters, hanging from the ceiling. You see D'Lo looking up at the gold. Who's going to be the one that climbs the ladder and pulls it down?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing, he is the current reigning and defending NWA Heavyweight Champion of the World, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
And here comes the champ. Remember, it was Vince Russo who almost gave him that ultimatum that we heard earlier back in the locker room area. And yes, Russo is barred from ringside in this match as well. He said, whatever you do, AJ, we don't want to get in that position where it comes down to a 3rd match. We don't want to put you in that position where you have to put the title on the line in a ladder match against D'Lo Brown.
I've got to tell you something, Mike. Couple questions are pondering. How serious is D'Lo's leg injury when AJ worked on him? And the other thing I want to pose to you, how much of an advantage does AJ Styles have in this ladder match? Think about his history, Mike. Some of the greatest matches in the history of TNA was AJ Styles, Jerry Lynn, low-key in a ladder match. AJ Styles against Raven in a ladder match. You've got to give the advantage to AJ, don't you, Mike?
Well, I don't think there's any denying how great AJ Styles was in all those ladder matches. But think about this. D'Lo Brown has been involved in over half a dozen ladder matches in his career. I talked to him about it earlier today, and he said that when he wrestled for the IWA promotion in Puerto Rico, he beat everybody from Savio Vega to Miguel Perez, unbeaten in ladder matches. So the way I look at it, it's an even matchup. Let's decide it. Ladder match rules for the NWA gold.
Well, that's the way it should be. Equal in almost every sense of the word, these two are. They're equal, and each have won one match. This is it, Mike. Tonight, somebody is going to hold the belt. And B, will it be a new champion, or will AJ retain?
Wow, did you notice?
D'Lo just, again, you see how AJ slid underneath the rail. The guy is just amazing sometimes.
That was amazing, just sliding right underneath the safety rail. And then when he gets up, he's got a game plan. He used the safety rail, but so does D'Lo.
I love it. You know these guys are going to have to give everything they've got. There's no turning back from here, Mike. No turning back.
This is the opportunity. This is the moment that D'Lo Brown has been waiting for. Oh, man, look at the teacher send the student back over the safety rail, and here comes D'Lo.
D'Lo Brown is going to have to use, I believe, his size and strength every bit that he can in this match. He's got to find some way to take advantage of AJ. D'Lo was very lucky that he's even in this match. AJ dominated after the interference from Siaki and AJ taking out the leg of D'Lo. AJ dominated the second match, even though D'Lo did get the submission win. D'Lo's got to come up with something.
And look at Russo. Yes, he's barred from ringside. You don't think Russo... Oh! Russo would miss this match. Suicide dive attempt by AJ Styles, and it was pretty aptly named that time because D'Lo used the ladder to knock out Styles. D'Lo underneath the ring.
Holy cow, what's he doing?
Got a table from under the ring.
Oh, man! D'Lo Brown's going to put out all the stops. And why not? Put AJ out on the table and then go grab the ladder and get the belt.
And again, Russo looks on, and I guess in D'Lo's mind, it's not only ladders, it's tables as well that he's going to use. Russo from the back watching as possibly the NWA World's Heavyweight title, the championship belts that mean so much to him,
Man.
possibly could be slipping from his grasp.
Oh, I think AJ was playing possum there like he was more hurt. Did you see that?
Incredible agility. First to land on the apron, then springs into the ring and snaps off the move that sends D'Lo to the floor.
Love him or hate him, the guy's phenomenal. AJ Styles never ceases to amaze me in the ring, and I'm enjoying it so much more without Russo interfering. Oh my God!
Sensational over the top flip dive by Styles, crashing into D'Lo.
What a night, Mike! What a night!
Both champion and challenger down on the arena floor. Styles slow to get to his feet.
Styles looked like he might have hit his face there on the dive.
I think there was contact made as Styles flew over the top rope. I think he possibly crashed heads with D'Lo, and now Styles takes the ladder and fires it right at D'Lo Brown.
Well, that was a little turnabout as D'Lo caught AJ with the ladder right at the beginning of the match. Thought AJ was a lot more hurt than he was, but he came ready.
The champ circles ringside,
Grabs a chair.
picks up a steel chair that he tosses into the ring.
I'll tell you what, think about it. Got ladders, tables, now chairs. As Sandman would say, lions, tigers, and bears.
Oh my!
Oh!
Steel chair shot from Styles to the back of D'Lo Brown.
I'll tell you what, there is nothing illegal in this match. Think about it, Mike. The only thing that matters is somehow getting up that ladder and getting that belt.
That's it.
So you can't blame them for pulling out the tables and the chairs. It's whatever it takes.
Who will it be that climbs the ladder? Who will it be that takes possession of that NWA Championship belt that's hanging above the ring, that's hanging in the balance? Styles brings the ladder into the ring and smartly turns his attention to D'Lo. Big overhand clubbing blow.
Oh,
drives a boot into D'Lo Brown, and
Styles has got the momentum here, Mike.
Uh-oh, setting up that ladder in the corner. Obviously not just going to use the ladder to climb, but I'm sure in the back of his mind thinking that he can use it as a weapon as well. Repeated shots by Styles. Gonna fire D'Lo off.
Falls him right into it. And now, insult to injury, the ladder falls on him.
The impact of D'Lo Brown crashing face first, chest first into the ladder. And we take another look. There's the replay.
Perfectly done.
And then the ladder,
Man.
falls directly down onto D'Lo.
As Trinity here at ringside, they haven't banned her yet because they didn't see her when she interfered. That's why she's still allowed out here.
The effect of that vicious chair shot to the back of D'Lo Brown just turned him right around in the ring, and now you see the NWA champion AJ Styles wedging that chair between the ropes, but D'Lo's got the ladder and he's going to use it as a weapon.
Well, he showed that experience, Mike. He showed that experience like you talked about earlier. I didn't even know about the 6 previous ladder matches that he had in Puerto Rico, and AJ is going for it. But see how D'Lo just jumped down?
He saw that AJ was going to charge at him, and momentarily he jumped off the ladder, but then AJ used the ladder against him.
That's why AJ's a champion. He's got so many instincts. Oh, and he uses another one right there.
Drives the ladder directly into the midsection of the challenger. And now Styles is going to position the ladder in the middle of the ring.
And you know AJ knows he's got to get D'Lo farther away from that ladder before he climbs it.
And weaken him even further. Repeated shots.
He's setting him up, though, so that if he does get D'Lo out of the way, he can make the climb. Now there he goes.
Just several steps up the ladder before D'Lo stops him.
The power of D'Lo Brown.
That's the precarious position that you put yourself in when you climb the ladder.
Wait a minute,
with your
where's
back to your
Russo?
opponent. There's no Russo there. He's barred from ringside.
Well, he can't come out here during the match. And D'Lo's got
close.
it.
He got his hand on the belt.
Oh, he was so close.
Again, we talked about turning your back on your opponent. Great idea to climb up the ladder and get the belt.
Oh, there it goes.
You put yourself in that kind of a position when you do it.
These guys have been so equal, Mike, in every match they've had. So many people, and I'm one of them, that believe D'Lo right now should be the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. And it wasn't for all the times it was interference.
You look around the TNA Asylum and you see many in this crowd standing on their feet, realizing the importance of the moment, realizing the importance of this NWA World Heavyweight title matchup. And Styles, what's this? Another table? And taking the table, dragging it to the opposite side of the ring. Obviously some kind of strategy, something in mind that he has here.
Well, I think they're thinking right. At some point, you've got to get the guy out of the ring and knocked out in some way so that when you climb that ladder, D'Lo manhandled right there.
Wow, elevates AJ Styles, sends him back first onto the entrance ramp and now sets up the table.
The only way you're going to get up that ladder by yourself and get that belt is by taking that person out of this match. Completely out of this match.
Styles positioned on the table.
Oh, wait a minute. D'Lo's got it. What's he doing?
He's moving the ladder over towards that table. You don't think.
Oh, you gotta love this.
No.
You gotta love this.
No way.
He's not even worried about the belt right now.
Oh my God, look how high up he is. Oh my God.
Holy cow.
He hit the lowdown. He hit the frog splash.
Look at that.
Oh my God.
Golly. Oh man. AJ's gotta be dead.
AJ may be broken into as many parts as the table.
Mike, we're gonna have us a new champion.
D'Lo back into the ring. D'Lo positioning the ladder. He's got to move it more towards the middle.
He's got him.
Styles is out. The champ is out. The challenger, D'Lo Brown, climbing up the ladder.
I'm telling you, Mike, here he goes.
Just reach up, D'Lo. He's got his hands on it.
He's got it.
Can he pull down the belt?
Oh, he's got to go. Wait a minute.
Look out.
Sonny Siaki.
Look out.
Just got smashed into the table right here.
Again, the interference of Siaki.
Sonny Siaki.
D'Lo was this close. D'Lo was this close Siaki cost him the first match, and Siaki has come out, knocked him off the ladder. D'Lo crashed through the table in front of us, and now AJ Styles has crawled.
AJ's got the advantage. There's nothing they can do, Mike. There's no DQ in this
AJ's
match.
crawled back in the ring. Oh no, AJ Styles. They're chanting for D'Lo. Styles climbing the ladder.
D'Lo's trying to get up there. D'Lo's trying to get up on the other side.
Can he stop Styles?
They're both going for it.
Styles has his hand on the belt.
Look at D'Lo fighting it back.
D'Lo's still battling.
AJ's got it, though. Wait a minute.
The champ.
D'Lo's got it.
The champ and the challenger.
No,
both. At the,
wait a minute. They both got the belt.
They crashed down to the.
They're both holding it.
They're both holding on to the belt. What
are they going to do? Here's Russo.
Senior referee Rudy Charles and Russo from the back. Look at the intimidator. Look at Russo get right in Rudy Charles' face.
I don't know what he's telling him. I wonder if Jeremy can get the mic up there. I don't know what he's telling him.
I don't know, but
he's got to be saved.
We got to hear the decision here. Rudy Charles, the senior referee, talking to Jeremy Borash.
Oh, he's intimidating Rudy Charles. I can tell you that.
Let's get it official here from JB.
Ladies and gentlemen, TNA senior official Rudy Charles has reached a decision. Because the World Heavyweight Champion was neither decisively or conclusively defeated, the NWA World Heavyweight title will remain with the NWA Heavyweight Champion of the World, AJ Styles. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the world-famous TNA Asylum in Music City, USA, it's time for your NWA Heavyweight Championship bout of the evening. Introducing first of all the challenger. He hails from Chicago, Illinois, and weighs in at 280 pounds. He is the #1 contender for the NWA Heavyweight Championship of the World, D'Lo.
Motivation on so many fronts. Not just the personal grudge, but also the fact that the title gold is at stake.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing, being accompanied to the ring by Vince Russo. Since June 12th, 2003, he is the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
No question about what AJ Styles brings to professional wrestling in terms of his in-ring ability. The questions lie with his association with the man who's in his corner, looking over his shoulder at this point, Vince Russo, but that's just momentary because Russo will be handcuffed to the new NWA Director of Authority for this matchup. Yes, he'll be handcuffed to Eric Watts.
Well, you've made no secret about your feelings about Vince Russo, Mike, so you have got to feel like justice is finally being done. And these two, the only way we could do it was to lock that gate so that nobody could come in and interfere.
And at the same time, Trinity, Sonny Siaki, who have repeatedly interfered in these matchups, they have been barred from ringside.
If they come out to ringside, it is a forfeit, and AJ Styles loses was the word that came from Eric Watts earlier, Mike.
Yeah, basically, it would turn into a disqualification. And remember, here in TNA, when the championship belts are on the line, the champion can lose his title if he's disqualified.
Oh, Mike, I've been waiting for this all day. Such a contrast in height and weight. You would think that D'Lo has an unbelievable advantage. But we've seen the phenomenal AJ Styles do things that defy gravity, that defy natural laws. So D'Lo's going to have an A game like he's never had. But one thing D'Lo, won't have is an excuse. It's just him and AJ.
You can certainly feel the excitement, the tension here in the Asylum. We notice that Styles uses a kick here in the early going. Will that be a sign of things to come? Will he try and work on the leg of D'Lo Brown, who uses his size advantage with the shoulder block?
Oh, if I'm D'Lo, especially since there's the cage and there's nowhere for AJ to go, I use my size and weight the entire match. Ground him, wear him out, and get the pin in that way.
Off the drop kick, D'Lo Brown able to put on the brakes and avoid making contact with the very unforgiving steel cage. They lock it up, collar and elbow. D'Lo grabs the side headlock.
One thing I am glad about is our director of authority is 6'6" and has a distinct size advantage on Vince Russo. That way he can hold him at bay. Oh, here they go, Mike.
Yeah, D'Lo repeated shots to the midsection. Then the big
beating.
clubbing blow takes Styles down. You talked about grounding him.
Oh, here he goes!
Exactly what he's done. Big scoop, mid-ring slam by the challenger. Springs off the ropes.
Oh, AJ showing his ability.
High hip toss takeover by Styles, but D'Lo is ready. D'Lo counter.
Oh, look at AJ Styles. Wait a minute, D'Lo's got him.
D'Lo stops Styles. Where's he gonna send him?
Yeah, all right. And, well, look at AJ.
Tried to catapult him into the cage.
That was wicked.
AJ able to stop. He was able to avoid the contact with the cage. He didn't go face first into the steel and then comes back with a jumping back elbow.
Unbelievable agility, Mike. I know you don't like Russo, but you love the talent of this AJ Styles.
That's never been in question.
And what he just did there, where it looked like D'Lo was going to put him face first in the cage. He wouldn't let it happen. Oh, man.
What impact with the clothesline. AJ, shockingly, goes to the power game to take down the much larger opponent.
And it cost him right there.
That's the way that you answer a clothesline.
That was the most wicked clothesline I've ever seen D'Lo give.
And again, director of authority, Eric Watts.
He's just parading Russo around the ring.
Carrying Russo around the ringside area. Russo trying to shout out strategy. Trying to keep the game plan firmly in the mind of AJ Styles. To the corner goes D'Lo.
Oh, AJ.
Yeah, D'Lo went for the float over. AJ was ready. Caught him with the low blow. Follows up with a snapmare. And then repeated kicks. One to the back, one to the front.
I have to say one thing, though. I respect the way AJ Styles has come out and doing this, Mike. He's done a completely different game plan than I would have thought. I mean, he's using the kicks, he's using the forearms. It's almost like he's trying to take him straight for strength. But D'Lo waiting for him right there.
Is that going to be a smart move on the part of Styles?
Oh!
Will the power, the strength, the size advantage of the challenger D'Lo Brown pay off?
And just throws him down, and AJ gets right down the side of the steel cage.
Another quick mention, 1 week from tonight, Raven, Shane Douglas, finally, one-on-one here on TNA, in addition to the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, joining forces with AMW against Gilberti, Diamond and Swinger. That's next Wednesday. Tonight, the NWA World's Heavyweight title is on the line, and D'Lo takes the champion and drives him face first into the steel.
Well, I got a quick moment, Mike. I'm like you. I can also hardly wait to see Raven and Shane Douglas next week.
D'Lo back to the offensive.
Just letting him have it here.
Drives those right hands into the side of the head of Styles.
Look at him raking it across the gate. I can tell you something, Mike. He has got AJ in a great spot right here. AJ has no room to maneuver, and he took advantage of it. Yes.
All power game here from D'Lo.
Well, if you're D'Lo Brown, that's the game you want to play. Although we've seen D'Lo can fly just as high as AJ. AJ is bloodied up. I don't know if we can see this, but his forehead. Oh.
And maybe D'Lo got away from his power game for just that split second.
You know what?
He was going to go high risk, and it didn't pay off.
Oh, beautiful kick by AJ. It puts D'Lo in the same spot. Mike, I think D'Lo thought AJ was hurt. A lot worse than maybe AJ was, or thought he wasn't going to have the quickness to get back to him. But you can't do that with a champ like AJ Styles. You got to put him away now.
I think that's exactly what happened. I think D'Lo anticipated that after he saw the blood running and streaming down the face of the champion AJ Styles, that would have been his opening. That would have been his opportunity to go high risk. But it backfired on the challenger.
they're just letting AJ know what they think about him.
Oh,
And at the beginning, it was very mixed.
AJ charges
What a
across
kick.
the ring, connects with a vicious drop kick. D'Lo Brown, his face, his head, had nowhere to go but directly into the steel.
Like this has been almost more of a fight than a wrestling match.
Oh, and now D'Lo has been split wide open, much as you would expect after going face first right into the steel fencing.
There's only so much your skin can take, and D'Lo got him with a beautiful move. Broke his back, Mike.
D'Lo elevates AJ, drives him down back first to the canvas. Russo cheering on.
Killing Vince Russo.
Support for Styles, obviously. Plotting strategy for the champion. Both have been split wide open and
suffer a loss of blood here. They've got to concentrate on the mission at hand, and AJ is D'Lo's taking over right now.
released overhead German suplex. And he just overpowered him, elevated him, sent him airborne, dropped him with a back body drop, and he's just challenging AJ Styles to get to his feet. And as soon as he gets to his feet, he plants him with a clothesline.
D'Lo definitely has the momentum here. Oh, wait a minute, AJ doesn't do what D'Lo was expecting him to do, and it's, wait a minute. Oh, D'Lo is in control here, Mike.
It's all about the power game, and again, D'Lo relies on the strength, the size, the weight advantage to drive Styles down. D'Lo, second attempt at a high-risk move. That time he hit the low down, frog splash, pow, no! He can't believe it, neither can we.
I don't even know how he can see with the blood rolling in his eyes like that. Oh, Vince Russo knows he just got lucky. Oh, but D'Lo's not letting up.
Into the corner.
AJ was waiting.
D'Lo charges at AJ, but AJ, smart move, last split second. First, elevates his power bombs him, getting up the clash. He gave up.
Who's got it?
Here's one. Here's two.
No!
D'Lo Brown, realizing, recognizing the importance of this match. Ducked down deep. He ducked down deep. He summoned the strength, and he kicked out at two. He kicked out from the Styles Clash.
When was the last time anybody kicked out a Styles Clash? Oh, D'Lo, it's almost like a linebacker, just taking the running back and then letting him have it.
Running sit-out powerbomb by D'Lo. Back up to a knee. D'Lo back up to his feet.
Oh, man, AJ. Whoa, D'Lo Brown is just absolutely demolishing him right now, Mike.
Threw him down again, powerbomb style. D'Lo's gonna go. He's gonna go high risk again. No.
Here he goes.
No, he's climbing the cage. He already hit the lowdown. He already hit the frog splash off the top rope. My God, he's on top of the cage. The challenger, D'Lo Brown.
Oh, wait a minute. Some kind of white powder there that Russo
He threw powder in the eyes of Watts.
shaking the cage with D'Lo. Throws him in. That cost D'Lo.
When Watts took Russo and rammed him into the cage, D'Lo Brown, who was perched up on top of the steel cage, he fell all the way from the top of the cage all the way down to the ring.
Oh, he took a serious hit.
What a tremendous fall by D'Lo Brown. My God, he was set for the lowdown. He was set for the frog splash off the top of the cage.
Both of them are out. Who can get there first?
Senior official, senior referee Rudy Charles putting in the count. AJ drapes the arm across. Here's one, two.
No!
The winner of the match, and still NWA Heavyweight Champion of the World, AJ Styles.
Do you believe it?
Eric Watts doesn't realize it, but he cost D'Lo.
I think he does now.
No way would AJ have recovered from that.
I think Eric Watts, the director of authority, realizes what took place as D'Lo Brown was on top of the cage. The contact that he made with Vince Russo knocked D'Lo Brown all the way from from the top of the cage down to the ring, and that allows AJ Styles to drape an arm across D'Lo Brown. And yes, AJ Styles has done it. He retains the NWA World's Heavyweight title.
Again, the interference, although it was unintentional by Eric Watts, AJ was able to take advantage of it. D'Lo was just too high up to sustain that, as Trinity and Siaki can now enter the ring in legend, taunting D'Lo.